Hey guys, SeanB today. Welcome back to episode 2 of the 2023 Beginner Account series. The progress currently is looking pretty good. I'm trying my best to get to TOA Hard 100, but it is looking pretty hard because right now my stats are still kind of weak because I haven't spent any time farming runes at all, and I don't think you should farm runes at the early game anyway, because you won't be farming runes at the most optimal point. So every stage I have to play it very carefully, and it is very time consuming, and it's like playing TOA hell, but I have 30 more stages to go, so it's gonna take a little bit longer than I think I should need to, but it's totally okay because I have more times than I need anyway. Here are the progress in terms of the unit that I'm building. We have the Dragons team lighting up. We have Vert, Fran, Lauren, Spectra. And the last unit that I want to add to the roster is actually going to be Veramos, because with the new buff, Veramos is going to be very good at controlling the wave. And also, I think Veramos is going to be a decent option. My original plan was to go straight to DB12 or DB11 early with the... Where do I find that? With the Shadow Blade unit, because this guy has 2 skill that strip and a skill 2 that decrease absorb attack bar, which is really good for dragons, because you have to farm dragons before you can actually have the runes to go for the Trikaru route. So that was my plan originally, but getting the ancient coin to get my hands on Shadow Blade is going to take a long time, but fusing Veramos can be done tomorrow. So I will probably fuse Veramos and I'll see how it goes with the Dragons team. But the runes that you get for free from all the Summoner Way should be more than enough to keep you going for the early game part. Okay, you don't have to spend time struggling in GB10, GB11 because you don't really have to. The runes that they give you, more than enough. And so far, we have cleared the level 2 of Summoner's Way, which means we can get ourselves a Nat 5 in this video. And I hope it's going to be a useful one. And this is where I want to ask you guys in the comment. So do we use the 5-star that we summon on this account? Because I think nowadays you get a lot of 5-star from summoning because they give you so many scroll. So far, all the unit I summon are kind of useless. Most of the 4-star I summon are actually pretty garbage. The only thing good I summoned recently is this guy. My wife summoned it for me, and I think in our 5 years of knowing one another and our first year of marriage, this is the first time she summoned me something that I was actually happy with, and it is this guy. So it's going to be kept at level 1 for my R5 team. The branding is going to be very helpful. And she also summoned me this guy. So he will be added to my TOA hard team at some point, because having 2 dots unit is going to be pretty useful for clearing the stages in between, because it takes so goddamn long every single time if I rely on Spectra for the main damage output. So those will be my 2 new good summon in terms of the 4-star. They're kind of meaningless anyway. I summoned some of the Veramos fusion material, so that is some pretty good news. And I thought I might be using this for Dragons B12, but without skill up, very hard to use, very inefficient. And that is one of the biggest problems for early game player, I think for summoners or in general, is to skill up for 4-star unit. It is just almost impossible to use any of the 4-star unit properly, because you have to spend your Devilmon on the 5-star. So I need to be skilling up this guy, Zhongfei, for my R5 team. Very good unit. He helped me clear the Necro achievement. So I did Necro for the Rage Rune. And this is the team that I went in with. I put the Fatal set from the Vert on the Astar. You can use any of the multi-hit that you want. And then Zhongfei is going to be using the Vial set that you get from clearing dragons, and another Vial set somewhere that it was given to you at some point. And this should clear Necro B10 just fine to give you the Rage set. And that's what I did. And because you need so many Devilmon for the 5-star, you barely can use any 4-star properly, and I hate it so much. Anyway, so right now, do we use this 5-star? Is it going to be a usable good 5-star? I don't even know. But let's see what summoners will decide to give us for progressing so well into the game so far. And I got a PvP monster. All right. And also another problem with 5-star and summoners is that a lot of them are actually PvP monster. And will I use Tiana for something down the line? Probably yes, but will I build a galleon? I don't even have a galleon. A cleave team with Tiana? Probably not anytime soon. Probably like day 60 or something like that. So not going to be using that anytime soon, unfortunately. So what do you do in the early game? I think you go back and forth between this and this a lot because you need skill up for your birds and then you need skill up for your werewolf here as well. And you need to get some of these material that you're going to get for the building crafting. And most of the time I spend is going to be on this. If you run out of unknown scroll, which I know you will probably run out of unknown scroll at some point, you will go here, okay? You'll spend most of your time in this. Please, spend your time in this. Just, if you don't have anything else on your mind to do, you spend your time in Hold Magic because you can never have enough awakening material because I'm struggling to get enough awakening material all the time. So Hold Magic is a very good place to spend energy to get a known scroll and just to farm up something when you have nothing else to do, okay? Because you run out of fodder. Also, another quick tip that I've been using is when you have a couple million mana, which I know you will buy some 2-star silver unit here for fodder farming because you need a lot and a lot of fodder for 6-star in the early game. And don't be afraid to do a couple refreshes. It is totally okay because playing Summoners was like dieting. You don't want to go here. This is like eating fast food. This is like bad for you, okay? You don't want to do this, but you can achieve the same result by doing sharp refreshes. And in the early game, you definitely have a couple million mana lying around sometimes, and you can buy 2-star silver unit for fodder farming. You may come across a good rune because I did come across a good rune from just doing some sharp refreshes. I'm not telling you to do like 1,000 crystal, but just like 50, 100 here and there. It is totally okay to spend some crystal on sharp refreshes because you come across rune like this that I got, or maybe rune like this. It is a pretty amazing place to get some good starter rune. This can be actually pretty amazing if I roll double into accuracy. And of course, what you are going to get will be scroll, but don't do sharp refreshes when you have low mana like this. Or like the amount of mana I'm having right now is dangerously low. So if you come across a really good Vile Legend rune and you don't have the mana to buy it, you might panic and do something bad to your account. I don't know. But that is a good thing to do in the early game. That is what I enjoy doing when I'm too bored looking at Diamond farming. Also, I actually just realized that 1050 channel is alive and kicking. So if you're on global server and you're a new player, you come here when you need a secret dungeon. Like this guy just got a Cowgirl secret dungeon right here. You trying to get in there. I didn't know. I was trying so hard to get some secret dungeon for my fusion material, for my Cowgirl. And after coming in here, I get all the things that I need. I pretty much maxed out the skill of my Lauren today. That was really, really easy. But there are many, many funny people in here, okay? The chat discussion in this channel is the weirdest thing ever, okay? There are many weird people here. And please don't take any advice from this chat or just in any public chat seriously because they can really be bad for you. I see people saying some very, very bad advice about early game, about how to run a unit, about which unit is good or bad. It's just really, really bad, okay? So after you're done with your secret dungeon, I would advise you get the hell out of there. It's just a bad place to be. I don't want to be there at all. So my current goal is to get my hands on TOA Hard 100 because free rewards are definitely amazing. I need to 6-star a lot more unit. I need to fuse my Veramos. Very important as well. All the material are ready. And I need to get Dark Yeti tomorrow. And oh, funny story. I actually summoned this unit as a 5-star awaken. I can't believe it. I got her as a 5-star awaken. Oh my god. But she helped me with my Necro B12. And I'll definitely be building her for my Necro as well. But my next goal is going to be Veramos. It's going to be building the base of my R5 team. Hopefully with Veramos, my Dragons B12 team will be complete. So my Dragons team will be Vert, Fran, Lauren, Spectra, and Veramos. Spectra actually max skill. I used the event to skill up Spectra. If I didn't have the event, I would Devilmon Spectra without any shred of hesitation, because this unit is so amazing for TOA, and you'll be doing TOA every single month anyway. And for early game player, this skill is absolutely insane, and this do a lot of damage to bosses. Okay, so it's gonna be these unit and Veramos. Hopefully, it's gonna hold up for my Dragons B12 run in the early game. I really don't want to spend time in Giants at all, because first I want to try something different. Not because my way is good. I want to know if my way is good. This is like a journey for me to learn as well. I don't want to build Saf and Tattoo. They're good, but I don't know, because it is the way. I don't really like doing it. I like to try if the other way is better or faster. I think that is where innovation will come from, and you don't have to always rely on the always. So that's gonna be the plan with Veramos, and I will just be back spending my time in Feynman. That's the thing about beginner account. The farming part is actually pretty boring, because most of the time you only do either EXP farming or horde of material awakening farming. That's pretty much it. So far, I haven't spent a single dollar in the game just yet, as you can see. I haven't bought anything yet. Also, another question before we end this little update video: do we spend money on this account? I'm not saying we spend some insane money. I'm saying we are spending small money here and there to make our progress faster and maybe the journey a little bit more exciting. Okay? So what were the question in this episode? Will we use the 5-star that we get? And do we spend a little bit money? So if I spend money, I'll change my name every time we spend money. So you could see like the total amount of money spent on the name itself. So maybe like Obobo $10, Obobo $50. Or do we stick with being free to play forever? Because I think most of the dungeon you will need to use free to play unit anyway. I don't think getting Nat 5 or anything is gonna be beneficial. It's just gonna speed up the things a little bit, because I've always done these series being 100% free to play. But realistically, how many of you guys are actually free to play? Let me know in the comment section down below. Type 1 if you are real free to play players. Another tip is to join a guild very quickly and always clear your guild rivals. It is absolutely insane for guild points. And also, always do your lap lantern if your guild allow you to do so, because it seems like this guild is kind of lazy. And normal is very, very doable. I think hard is actually doable as well if you treat this like a TOA stage and just do it very slowly with the Malaya. Or if you are too lazy, just do a normal run. It's going to be super easy for pretty much anyone, because you have the runes from all the different achievement reward, and the rune's going to be absolutely amazing for you. And do this because you get grindstone. You may come across a good rune, and grindstone in early game is so rare to come across. And always try to clear your R5 with the support team as well. Level 3, get some blue grinds. It's going to be good for you. I promise you that, because any stat, it's good. Also, before I leave, do your artifact dungeon, okay? 200 attack or 3k HP is going to be very, very good for you. And it is very cheap to upgrade these in the early game, because you get the early game blessing. So I just 6-star my crow today. Upgrade these, get some extra bonus stats. Going to help you a long, long way. 3k HP is no joke. Going to help you survive in TOA so much better. And it has to be white artifact, because it's so cheap to use a white artifact. Don't worry about it. You're gonna sell them later. They're so cheap anyway. It doesn't really matter. Skill 3 crit damage. Perfect. So that is pretty much it for episode 2 of my 2023 beginner account series. Just a quick update. Summon the Transcendence scroll. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.